From the time he was little, Rohan loved the sound of a shuttle hitting the racket. While other kids played outside, he spent his evenings in a small community court. Dusty floors, cracked lines, and dim tube lights flickering above him. To him, it wasn't just a court, it was his world. Every morning, before the sun even rose, he would tie his laces, hold his worn-out racket, and whisper to himself, "One day, I'll play in a real tournament." And he meant it. He practiced harder than anyone else. Jump smashes, footwork drills, shadow practice until sweat covered the floor like rain. But life had its own plans. One day after practice, Rohan collapsed to his knees, breathless, after tests and hospital visits. The doctor said gently, "You have a health condition. Don't push too hard. You need to be careful." The words struck him like a smash to the chest. Badminton was his dream, his heartbeat, his everything. But even with that condition, Rohan didn't stop. He changed his routine. He practiced, then rested. When his chest hurt, he paused. When his legs trembled, he sat for a few minutes. But the moment he felt better, he stood up again, because his dream was bigger than his pain. Finally, the day came, his first tournament. With trembling hands and a nervous heart, he walked into the court. Crowds, players, judges, everything felt overwhelming. When the match began, his mind went blank. Every shot felt heavier, every rally faster, and he lost. Badly. He walked out of the court with tears burning his eyes. He felt small, weak, disappointed. But he whispered to himself, "I won't stop." So he trained again, day after day, night after night, slowly correcting his mistakes, working on his speed, practicing until sweat and tears mixed on the ground beneath him. Then came the second tournament. He walked in with hope and fear. But fate repeated itself. He lost again, this time with an even lower score. His friends who entered the tournament with him won their matches and celebrated loudly. That night, he sat alone on the court. The lights were off. Only moonlight fell across the dusty floor. He stared at his racket and whispered, "Maybe I'm not meant for this." But then he remembered that little boy who once stood on this very court and said, "One day I'll play in a real tournament." And he made a promise to himself, "I will not give up. Not for any condition. Not for any failure." From that day, his practice changed. He didn't just hit shots. He studied every move. He didn't just sweat. He learned from every mistake. His practice wasn't hard. It was smart. And then, one morning, another tournament arrived. Rohan entered the court with calm eyes and a steady breath. This time, he didn't fear losing. He only focused on playing. And for the first time, the crowd clapped for his shots. The opponent struggled to keep up. His coach smiled from the sidelines. And when the final point was scored, Rohan won. Not by chance, not by luck, but by the strength of a heart that refused to quit. That victory changed everything. From that day, he went on to win more matches. And even when he lost some, he didn't break. because he had learned that loss is never the end. It is the page before victory. Soon, kids lined up for his autograph. Parents pointed at him proudly. People waited to take pictures with the boy who once took breaks every few minutes because of a health condition, yet never stopped practicing. He had finally become what he always dreamed of. Not just a great player, but an inspiration. And his journey whispered a message to everyone who watched him. Any condition, any struggle, any failure, nothing can stop you unless you stop yourself.